Hello, everybody. We are watching. I realized it's very Markiplier, and I apologize to Mr. Plier. We are watching. No, we are playing. The Roottrees are dead. This is the second episode. To catch you up, while I get backed by the sultry, smooth jazz, the Roottrees are a family of candy makers, and they have died in a plane crash. And I have been hired to figure out all the blood relatives because there is a special dispensation that says that only blood relatives get money. So I am basically going through a giant genealogical tree to find everybody. So welcome in, Lou. Indeed. So here's what we got so far. Everything that's yellow is stuff I've correctly identified and has been locked in the system. So here were Gwyneth and Elias, who were the original, the people who founded the company. And then we have all the kids? No, we don't have all the kids. We have 3 of the kids. We have Edward, Margaret, and Miracle. Not Edward. It is Clancy Edward because it's CE. And Miracle had Miracle Jr., who had Miracle the Third. Oh, this might not be right then. Oh, I didn't put that in right. That's for... I locks in every 3 new people I find of the important, of the central families. I think we were looking at Lauren Roottree. Yes, Jack Gravity. We don't have a picture of Clark or an occupation for Clark. But Carl Roottree is the one who died, along with his wife Brenda and the 3 daughters, the Roottree sisters. We also have James Roottree, which, you know what? We're doing this just because we can. Let's play the disco. Let that play in the background. That's James and his wife Diamond singing. Their daughters are Candy and Wolf, not Walt. We were investigating Lauren, if I remember correctly. Yes. So Lauren is an author. She wrote The Life Between Wars. Her husband died. The Generations, we got that one. Down to the city. Love this song. I unironically love this song. It's so stupid. Entry title Complaints. That was Aunt Margaret, and that her sister was the her daughter. Aunt Margaret's daughter was the movie star. Stuck here with Clark. Entry title Dynasty from Lone Tree's Dad. I think this is where I left off. Focuses on the day her grandfather Elias announced that he would step down as president of the Roottrees Candy Company and meet in the meeting to determine successors. I wish I had been a fly on the wall today. Clancy told me that everyone got quite heated. Granddad was furious none of his sons would take over as president, but that's what he gets for holding on to it for so long. With architects, preachers, and lawyers, nobody's got time for that for Candy. So the 5 pieces refusing to set up, it came to us next gens. Okay, architects is the one that's missing. We'll come back to that in a second. Because we have lawyer and preacher. So one of these 2 is the son. So we have this son and this daughter. No, is that Margaret? Oh yes, no, it's this one right here. So this son and this daughter So whoever this son is, whichever one of these two, that is he is an architect. Okay. I know there's a note things where I keep notes of this, but I don't. I'm terrible at that. Pop argued at length that the company should stay with our branch of the family, since we still have the Roottrees name. I'm not even sure Clancy would have wanted it, but he's the one who volunteered. Instead, it ended up going to Zach, even though his surname doesn't match the candy. He's the firstborn son of the firstborn five-piece. I'm not sure how that's relevant to running a company, but Granddad has always been very particular about views when it came to his bloodline. He did. It's crazy. I asked Clancy if it ever came up that a woman could take over. After all, Angie's older than Zach, and I'm next oldest of us all, but he just laughed. I'll never forget the cuss words Pop used when he told Ma it wouldn't go to us. Mother, ever the quick-witted, at least with head remarks, countered back, maybe they wanted to go to the only member of the family who looks like he samples the product. Okay, so that means you're chunky boy, Zach, and Zach is going to be here in one of these two spots. And we'll be president the second. Okay. Entry entitled Sam from Lauren Roottrees' diary, written in 1963. From a previous entry, you learned that Elias Roottree had given in to his wife and announced that Sam, an obscure relative, was to be included in family gatherings. Gwyneth had been pushing to include Sam for quite some time, Lauren writes. Why Sam? I have many distant relatives that I've never met. After all, Granny had sisters and Granddad had a brother or two. But I was told, trim their branches from the family tree. So why is Sam special? Nothing adds up, and I'm not the only one to realize. Distract, but I feel like I'll get as much of your merch as possible. That is very fair. I would love for you to do so, because I could always use the money, but don't overstress yourself. That being said, our merch is Everyone is People. As a reminder, everyone is people, and this is a safe haven here. If you don't believe this is a safe haven, go fuck yourself and get off my stream, please. So why is Sam special? Nothing adds up, and I'm not the only one to realize. Angie summoned all of the next gens to a secret meeting in Zach's office. Gwyn's in Paris, but the rest of us, including Miracle's boys, spent ages trying to unravel the mystery. I didn't recognize Sam at Uncle Junior's wedding to Patsy last year. At the reception, when I asked who Sam was, Pop shushed me and said it was complicated. Clancy swore he saw Sam working alongside the farmhands, E.C. and John, when he used to drive past the old Anderson farm on his way to work. Upon hearing that, Zach checked the records and managed to confirm all three are on the books. Eli, Miracle's youngest, not my brother, even chimed in. Apparently, when he was riding his mini bike alongside the farm a few weeks ago, Sam gave him some old tools to tell him how to make the bike's engine faster. None of us think that's proper for a multitude of reasons, but Eli certainly seems thrilled. At the end of the day, nothing explains why an outsider has cozied into family affairs. Especially one who works on the farm of all players. Whatever happened to blood is thicker than syrup? Why is Granddad making an exception now? I'm guessing that is this. There's some top secret stuff that only shows up if we type it in directly. We can't, it's not going to be listed anywhere else. So this has to be an Eli. Let's try Eli's M for right now. And then it was her younger brother. There's four of them, so we can't knock that out right yet. One of the final entries called Clark from Lauren. Clark's getting married and, in my opinion, far too young. He's barely 18, for God's sakes, and Danielle isn't much older. But openly confronting them would make me a hypocrite. After all, Jacob and I got married at 16. Clark, like the rest of his generation, is a free spirit. That's the generation. So the generations are five-piece, which is the original 5 kids. Next gen, which are the ones below them. And then free spirits, which are the more of them. What else do you call a group of kids growing up with more money than any one person can spend? Let me turn the music down a little bit. They all aspire to be musicians and artists and dancers and all sorts of nonsense. The only one of us who has any discipline is Carl, but that's because Pop forced Clancy to send him to the academy. So Carl is Clancy's son. I think we knew that. Maybe I'm just getting old, but our generation was never so bad. My brothers seemed to pursue passive knowledge, and the most rebellious thing any of us ever did was bring home someone who would be illegal to marry if we lived anywhere south of Pennsylvania. Pop seems to have gotten over it because Edward is set to take over his department once he retires. Okay. As for me, my first published book, Swashbuckle My Heart, is based on the pirate stories I used to invent with Jacob when we were walking in the woods after school. I think he'd be proud that Clark and I are carrying on his name. Even my Jacob Rafferty, right. Because she used to be Rafferty before. Even my cousins are doing well. Zach's not a bad president after all, and his sister seems to be doing a good job raising her twins. Gwen is Gwen, but at least she came out of the divorce with her head held high. She even told us she might come home next year so we can meet her kids. But the free spirits, in any other family, they'd all end up on the streets, even Clark. Okay, that was a lot of stuff. We know Clark is younger. Oh. What is that? Is anyone hearing it go all robot on me? Or is that just me? Testing? Alright, hi back. We're back. Let me turn. Oh. I killed my camera. Give me a second. Hi, everybody. And welcome on in, Snow. Oh. Deactivate and reactivate. Hey, there we go. Okay. Rudy's sister's dead. Been stolen from Clark's office, right. Okay. So let's search. These times. Hey! I'm gonna message you something, by the way. No rush ring it. Just want to let you know. Will do. The band called C and J and J and D. So J and D is James and Diamond. So C and J must be Clark and whoever Clark's wife is. Released one single called These Times. Someone with username XXX Die Hard Dazzler XXX scanned the cover and noted it cost him over $200 at auction. Apparently this was Jim Roottrees and Diamond LaRue's first song together. He also mentioned that it was performed with Jim's cousin and Diamond's sister, and that they're only somewhat similar to Jim and Diamond's later work. You can't find anything about Die Hard Dazzler, the band, or the signal, so all you have to do is add the scan to your evidence. After a blazing fast 35-minute download, the track is also available. We have more songs, folks. Oh, please be disco. That's not good for anybody involved. I think this might be Clark because this is Jim. These Times is an old single from folk group C and J and J and D. There we go. Sorry, no worries. So it also lists song credits as music and lyrics by Clark Rafferty and Jim Roottrees, backup vocals by the LaRues. On its sticker it says folk style, songwriting, and catchy. The lyrics of this song also contain no clues. That's fine, we're listening to it anyway. Contains no lyrics or no clues. I can quite. Oh, yeah, I gotta move the music back up again. Let's try musician. See if that works. These music are great. I love them. All right. I'm absolutely enthralled by this game. I love it. It's basically just figuring out the family lineage of this family, by the genealogy, by going through different stuff. This has got to be Zach. Eli looks like Pop. Okay. This is the four of them. This is her little brothers. Understood. We have a picture of Sam. No worries. Go take yourself a nap. Go rest. We used to do these logic puzzles in my gifted program where you get clues and stuff and had to rule out stuff using boxes. Don't remember what they were called, but then you just buy like activity books of the puzzle. Anyway, along. Yes, absolutely is what it reminds me of as well. All right, so that's Miracle. That's proper Miracle. So that's him. Great, because he's blind. Duh. I'll catch you before you end stream. Definitely catch up on Discord. Absolutely. You, my DMs are always open for you, Lou. Okay, so Zach is over here somewhere as the firstborn of the firstborn, right? Yes, in this line. So this has got to be Zach. Ooh. So we got to check Zachariah Morgan and Zach Wilson. But he is President the Second. Okay. What are the options I had? Yes, President the Second. Zachariah Morton. Can I copy this? I can't. So Zachariah like Mariah. Understood. Okay. So we got to figure out who this is. So, okay, so the first generation is called the 5 pieces because they're named after the 5 pieces of original candy. This one. So it's got to be something with G. So it's G-E. So we got C-E, M&M. That's Clancy N-Word, that's Margaret, and that's Miracle. So we need G is for grape and E is for elderberry. So this is probably a Gwyn of some form. If she's Morden, that means you're Zachariah Morden. This has got to be the architect then. Is this Elias Jr.? Architect? So this would have to be this picture, and this would have to be this picture. I believe you're a housewife. Okay. So then let's search Morden. James Morden has to be your husband because it's the only other male Morden we have. I think this is right, but it's not cluing me in yet, so obviously I'm messing up some stuff here. Let's try the different Eliases. No. Okay, let's get back to the picture of this one. The orange diary contains this labeled picture, the 5 pieces. The picture was famous in our house. Pop even had it framed. That's him on the left. That Eli Jr. Oh, so it is Elias Jr. Elias Jr. is the architect. So no, Elias Jr. architect. Angie and I both wanted to be in the photo since Miracle was in it. 3 of us are all at the same age. We're told only the 5 pieces. So these are the 5 pieces. So this has to be. They posted something with Mr. Morden, who was there with Aunt Gwendolyn Morden. Okay, so I got that right. Years later, they never took the second photos because they're dillweeds. Okay, so that's got to be right. I'm not sure why it's not triggering though. Okay, what else we got here? So this has clues to 15. Okay, so Clark's was married to a Danielle. That's the... Daniel Franks. That's the only Daniel we got. And they split up. And then Clark married someone else, apparently. Okay. Sister seems to be good raising her twins. So just to make sure we got this in the right spot. I guess these are the twins. Let's search Gwendolyn Morgan. No, of course not. What else do we have? There's Wolf. We got that one all. That's all taken care of. That's all taken care of. That's all taken care of. So let's try this. So that's got to be Eli. I believe this is you. And then where's Eli? Blondie. I think so. I could be wrong. You know what? I haven't done a hit yet. Let's do a hit. Elias started the family business. Surely must have received some attention there. I've searched Elias Roottrees more than once. Founder President of Roottrees Canada, found essentially propaganda sites. I'm glad you're taken care of, and no worries. Welcome back. You know what? Let's search this. Nope. Okay. I did. Oh, never mind. Apparently I didn't. Last year, choose award Watchman of the Year. Let's grab that other picture real quick. Bloop. Bloop. There you go. Last year, she was voted Watchman of the Year. This one was Tylenol. No worries. Voted Watchman of the Year by Business Watch in 1936, and a painting of him appeared on the cover. The magazine says he was voted Watchman of the Year specifically to recognize the global rollout of 5 pieces. Inside the article is a timeline of the 5 pieces. Elias forms a Roottrees company after marrying his wife, who inherited a maple farm. During the period before 5 pieces, the company was barely profitable. Elias had a daughter, the first of 5 children, 4 more to follow, leading to Elias. He is fresh out of Oz. Elias invents 5 pieces. Each of the 5 flavors is chosen based on the initials of his 5 children. 1 flavor per child. 5 pieces are first sold in some Pittsburgh markets. 5 pieces are rolled out to all New England. When the recipe and flavor is finalized, and the candy begins nationwide distribution in department stores and other shops everywhere. The Roottrees Candy Company purchases every available maple farm in Pennsylvania in preparation for their global rollout. With the help of his son, Elias Roottrees Jr.'s architecture firm, a new industrialized factory and warehouse are built in Butler County. Production is tripled and worldwide distribution begins. There's also a What's Next section that claims Elias is going to pivot to ensuring his company's legacy and the Roottrees Candy Company remains... None of this is news to me. I knew that he is the architect and that Clancy Edward was the lawyer with the Clancy Trust. Boo earns. Candy Kid offer, yeah. You got to see the new crazy one. Here's the new 5 pieces. So strawberry, power plum, cool chocolate, bad blue raspberry, awesome apple. These are maple mixed with these flavors covered in a candy coating. And apparently it is so famous. Alright. Do I not have the right picture? Boo ads. Okay, diary entries, somebody appearing in publication. Okay. March 1st? Ah, I get you. Okay. Was only child, complained about loneliness, I told her that. Welcome back. It's being Starlet. Okay, so Starlet. And her name is Gwyneth, right? Gwen Roottrees. So, her articles. Get fucked. There, okay, now I've added them. Okay. Gwen has 2 ends. Boop. Gwen Roottrees was often in Starlet. Most mentions are around the time of her divorce in 1958. House comes tomorrow if they like me. Nice! It's fantastic news. Gossip is speculative and full of tabloid stereotypes. Some of it focuses on the fact that she announced her divorce. She also announced that she was pregnant again. Other mentions of the rumors Wild Bill had multiple affairs, which left her heartbroken. There's also an interview from earlier in mid-1957 where she was asked about her last name. She answered, "The power of a name is undeniable. My grandfather constantly preached the importance of family names and honoring them. My father decided to bless me with a famous name. There's nothing wrong with Cornwall, but Roottrees has power. My husband similarly goes by Wild Bill. It's an infamous name he repurposed for himself because he didn't have the benefit of being born with a famous one. But Wild, combined with an alliteration of Williams, is incredibly memorable. Yeah. Although we relocated to Paris, I know your readers love to keep up with my husband, so consider this a Starlet exclusive about both of us. Wild Bill and I have a child on the way, and we're sticking with Roottrees for the last name, not Williams. We also plan to lean into alliteration. That's how we'll honor both of our family names for the next generation." Okay. So. Linus Cornwall is your husband's name, and that's ridiculous. Who are the Roottrees has an R? Either Robert or Ronald. Yeah, she's a movie star. She's special. Okay. It's a lot of fun. I immediately, so one of my favorite streamers, Secret Sleepover Society, was playing this game, and I watched like half of their first stream and then decided no, I have to. I stopped and then and bought it myself, even though I don't have the money for it, because I needed to have this to play on stream. Historical is listed on a website about historical buildings in Butler County. He's listed alongside an old residence that has been preserved called Hun Chop House. You attempt to find more information about the man in the building, but come up empty. All right, that does nothing. You were. Why are you not clicking? That's what's frustrating me. Is that I've got the right pictures now, and it's not locking in. family tree is pretty extensive, absolutely. All right. That's fair. Swashbuckle My Heart, I believe. Copy, and then periodicals. Nope. Public Library, book title. Swashbuckle My Hearts. Lauren Roottree, and then we'll see if that pulls up anything. Nothing. So that means this is back when you were under Rafferty. Re-released as X Marks the Spot. Okay, this is back when it was re-released, it was under when you were Roottree. Published 1974, softcover, fiction, romance. According to the back of the book, this is a buried treasure by Lauren Roottrie, and from the author of the Court series. It also says to keep an eye out for Lauren Roottrie's next book, Revisiting the Diary 10 Years Later. Okay. That's going to give us more information. Copy. Yoop. Yoop. Hey, now we got stuff printing. This is a version of Lauren Roottree's diary released in 1975. Unlike the original diary, it contains no pictures, but has many new passages that reflect on her thoughts over 10 years. One major event happened between releasing and that changed Lauren's outlook on certain subjects: the death of Elias. A summary of the fallout has been added to your notes, as well as other select pages. Let's go find those. Bloop, bloop. Okay, so that's the same. New diary opens with an explosive incident that happened in the decade between the release and re-release of Lauren's diary. Elias Roottree has died, and during the reading of his will, there is an audible gasp when a certain name was read aloud: Samantha Roottree. Although Sam and her children are not meant to receive monetary inheritance, he had a stipulation that she retain the rights to run the farm and any other decisions related to it. It was then that the scandalous secret came out. None of the 5 pieces were surprised, but it was quite a shock to everyone else, including Sam. She'd been told her parents died. Apparently, Sam was the illegitimate daughter of Elias Jr. and Patricia Christensen. Patricia, the daughter of a local street mogul, and Elias Jr. harbored a secret romance at the age of 16. She became pregnant, and after the birth, her father refused to let her see Eli Jr. ever again. Her baby, Samantha, was sent to the Roottrees. Elias hid her away with a local farmhand known as E.C. Patricia was married off to a much older man and sent away. That was the end of that. Almost. None of the next gens had ever met or heard of Patricia until she unexpectedly reappeared, now going by Patsy. After Patsy's husband died, she reunited with Eli Jr. and they finally married in the 50s. Lauren mentioned their wedding in her first diary without knowing Patsy's history. Eli Jr. had never taken another lover. Lauren, ever the romantic, quite appreciated this. When Patsy and Eli Jr. finally married, Elias decided Sam should have been a Roottree in the first place, even though she was not part of the Clanset Trust. She wanted to include her in family affairs, and that's what led to Lauren's initial entries titled Sam. Okay, so Samantha Roottree. So back over here, this is the top secret section here. So this is Patsy. Oh, Patricia Christensen, that works. Samantha Roottree. She was a farmer. She's running the farm. We have no picture of her. There is this picture that this hurts me. This hurts me. This folder, because you can only open this envelope after the whole family tree has been filled in. It has 2 names that must be typed in manually. The clues are obscure, have been intentionally hidden in the past, and may even require some leaps in logic. Try and keep an eye out for any inconsistencies. I don't like this, especially because I'm playing this on stream, so I'm breaking it up over a couple of days. Okay. This is a page of additional notes and context from the 1975 10-year anniversary release of Lauren's diary and its companion piece to the entry about Sam. Clearly, I did not know our true family history when I wrote this. I didn't even know Sam was a Roottrie. All of my doubts were ill-founded. She's a fine woman. Had she the chance to grow up with us, Sam would have been the sister figure Gwen never was. Ernie and the kids are lucky to have her, and her children seem eager to help the family in their own ways. Ernie Jr. has been learning the day-to-day from Zach. It has been a long, long time since any real Roottrie was excited and interested in the actual candy as Ernie. As a bonus, Gwyneth has the green thumb of her mother and her adopted grandfather. What I am most ashamed of is not figuring it out myself. Sam is a spitting image of Patsy with her jet black hair and green eyes. She doesn't have the thick glasses Patsy did, of course, but I guess that skips a generation. Her children have that covered. It's hard to explain the look on Pop's face when they read the farm's operation would pass to Samantha Roottrie. For as long as she was willing, I got the flashbacks to when Zach was made president. Mother reframed it a bit to calm him down. Sam wouldn't receive any candy money, after all, and was essentially inheriting the right to rule over the peasants for eternity. Pop warned us away from the farm for years. I never met EC in person, but Pop once referred to him as a confirmed bachelor, and I suspect that's why he kept us from there. Sam had to grow up in a house with him and his roommate, Mr. Miller. I'm not sure Sam will ever forgive Uncle Junior or Patsy for abandoning her to that life. If I were her, I might never forgive them either. But even so, she seemed to blame more than just the two of them. She had no problem with us next gens, but she had a palpable hatred for the Five Pieces and Elias and Gwyneth. Alright, Ernie Jr., and Gwyneth. So, this is Samantha, Ernie, Ernest Madsen, and then Ernest Madsen Jr., and then Gwyneth Madsen. Ta-da! Okay, we have no pictures for them yet. But we know what they look like. They got glasses. And black hair and green eyes. Page, Mitchell's notes. Son of Clark, reading this back, I get deja vu. As I write this addendum, Clark's gotten married again. No Roottrie has ever remarried. Sure, I lost Jacob, and Gwen divorced Wild Bill just before she had that her second. Not even I can blame her for that. I've seen what he gets up to in Starlet, but neither of us ever took a second husband. With the way the world is moving, I guess it was inevitable someone in this family would remarry. I just wish it wasn't my son. I can only wonder if Clark's apparent disrespect for marriage is due to the lack of a real father. I did what I could, and Lord knows Eli C. stepped up and helped, more than I can say for Clancy or Edward. Eli C. practically raised Clark. It would be a hell of a TV series. Eli C. practically raised Clark and Jim as brothers whenever he could. Eli's marriage seems fine, and Jim's marriage seems solid as a rock, pun intended, so who knows what causes these things. I suspect that he's marrying Jane to keep her from running out on the band. Without her, he'd be the third wheel, and I imagine they wouldn't last long as a trio. But still, I don't think a marriage on such a shaky foundation like that can last, and Lord knows I was right last time. Okay. So that's down here. I completely forgot this woman's name. Was it Jane LaRue? There we go. Because that's with the band. So that means this picture is you. So I've decided the other picture is there. I could be wrong about that. We could have to flip that, but we'll find out. And they had a kid. And they got divorced. Oh no. They got married a third time. Clark, what are you doing, buddy? The biggest complaint I got after publishing my diary was how many similar names there are. And I get that there are 4 Eli's for Pete's sakes, but that's how it is. Sometimes I would say I saw Eli in town, and I wouldn't know which one they meant. My brother? My uncle? My cousin? That's why they became Uncle Junior, or Miracles Eli, or Eli C. Our family... Okay, just need to double check to make sure Eli C is the one I have for her brother. Eli C. Okay, good. Boop. Families' names are always unusual. Grandpa Elias was a believer in using the names of each generation to honor those in the last. His father and Grandma Gwyneth's father were named Edward and Clancy, so now you see where my pop's name came from. One thing that always been consistent in our family, though, is that anytime someone's a junior, they're always the firstborn son. That goes for Miracle, Eli, or even Clancy. Clancy. That means we know your name now. Clancy. With the women, however, it all goes out the window. I think Gwendolyn got her name from some combination of Gwyneth and Caroline, who was Elias's mother. Women names tend to get all mixed up with the generations went on. I guess that's because there's no female equivalent of junior. So if you're reading my diary and confused, you're not alone. Even the government had problems. I remember once receiving certified mail for an Edward Clancy Roottrees. Had to break the name news that I got my father's name backwards. Fun bonus. Apparently this is the first thing that she could find that she ever wrote. She knows that it is for a school assignment about anger, and she believes, based on the teacher's name, she must have been in the 3rd grade. She doesn't exactly remember the events spelled out here, but she does remember getting in trouble. I got angry when I met a new girl who I do not like. She was dirty and did not have a pretty dress. Me and Pop walked home in town, and she hugged him. When I told her he was my Pop, she pushed me. I got angry and yelled at her, and Pop said to treat her nice. Then she said, "Your Pop is my dad." She screamed it loud in my ear. She was lying to me, and lying is not a nice thing. So I pushed her too. Then I got in trouble. Then Pop took her away. He told me, "Don't worry, I'm glad she's gone." Oh shit. 'Cause Clancy, buddy, you're not the one with the secret daughter. That's over here. That was supposed to be connected to Elias Jr. Clancy, what are you doing, bud? Okay. Oh, these are the old ones. I'm just grabbing hints at this point. Only down to the city's got a sticker? I never noticed that. Oh my god. As seen in MMM, only the great grandson of Elias could make this disc. I didn't even think to search for MMM. That's on me. Nope. Modern Music Monthly, a magazine in the 40s and the early 80s. It went out of business due to high competition, more publication, so periodicals. Clark Rafferty. CJ and JD. Rolling down to the city. Jim. That's too many. All right. There we go. A review and an interview from the 1970 titled "A Reluctant Hitmaker, Jim Goes into His First Band." Till a few years ago, Diamond and I were in CJ and JD with my cousin and his ex. Clark never knew his father, so our grandpop insisted he spend some time with my dad and me. As a result, Clark and I grew up like brothers. Diamond and Jane, on the other hand, are actually sisters. So the four of us is sort of a cutesy family band thing going on. Not our finest hour. Regardless, when Diamond walked in on Clark in bed with her youngest sister, everything exploded. No more family band. The only thing Clark and I had in common was music, but even then we never agreed what it should be. He was always more interested in catchy tunes, something you hum a week later. I've been told Roland is like that, but that wasn't my goal. When he called me up and said he liked it, I took it as a sign I was going in the wrong direction. Cutesy winter family, yay. That made him laugh, but I'm trying to make art. Don't mind saying any of this because he agreed. For most of the decade, he was a mess. But he's a lot happier now. He started Raffertoons and is a much better jingle writer than songwriter. One of the benefits of our famous family is a massive company willing to be a client. That's how my father was connected to Roottrees. All of his old ad campaigns were hung on the walls over the record player, but I was never interested. I just went straight for the music. I guess Clark was paying more attention. Hey! A website about Raffertoons, Clark Rafferty LaRue's advertising firm. He hyphenated? Did I know this? On it, there is a About page where you find a picture labeled the inspiration for the famous Super Bowl ad campaign. Below that is a more detail. Clark was in the department store getting a family portrait with his wife and children, and when his wife was trying to get his youngest, Katerina, to calm down for the picture, he had the idea of the Roottrees Super Bowl ad. This photo is now in your evidence. Evidence! Nope. Away with you. Oh, buddy. And you look older than you do. Youngest Katrina. Okay. So. Katrina. Rafferty LaRue. So, where are the other Lafferty LaRues? We have Jessica. And you must have LaRue as the last name. You're Kim! I believe there's one for child. Student. K through 12. Hey! Okay. So that means anyone who's main who I do not have. I've got a bunch of optional shit going through. That's good. Booyah. Nope.
So, you may have heard the news. Some of Carl's things have gone missing. That includes the pictures of mail I brought you earlier. I promise I didn't steal it.
Okay.
But I did borrow it. I'll return it once we're done. Let me deal with my family in the meantime. Oh, I
No shit, you're a Roottrie.
confessed. I'm a Roottrie.
Dun dun dun!
I assure you I have a reasonable explanation for the secrecy. I'm about to do something big the family doesn't approve of. If you could just wait a little bit longer, I'll tell you more. In person. I'll return after 15 more blood relatives.
Okay. So, we got some things wrong then. Because this is all accurate. So that means that this is you. And this is you. No, same guy. Yeah, probably. It's... Let's grab that there. Also means that we were wrong about this being Zachariah Morton. And we were wrong about this. What is going on here? How is this wrong? So we got the name right. Either the picture is wrong or he wasn't the second president. Was he the third? I think second because it was... Okay, so that's probably been added. That will probably lock in when we get another 3. So that had to be a transposition there. What's still new? Oh, we found out that she's a Rootree. Rootree Maple Super Bowl commercial from 1994 is a family bickering in a department store and the father bites into Rootree Maple Crisp. Time stops and a jingle plays while he dances down the aisle. As he does, different things in the department store become Rootree candy. For example, a bed that the father collapses onto becomes a giant chocolate bar. The jingle Need the Rest went on to be featured in other commercials. Favorite jingle for humanities. The jingle goes, when you're surrounded by madness and mayhem, search for the best. When there's enough there to share, but let's face it, you need the rest. Okay. Well, at the very least, we can do this. We can just make sure that he's got the right picture, because that's him. We know that's him. Huh. Okay. What do we have? You must not be a housewife, Gwendolyn. That's frustrating, because I think it said that Lauren was the first one who wasn't a housewife. That's why I went off of that. Let's talk to the duck. Modern 5 pieces. Bloop. What even is an elderberry? Maybe? Is it the elderberry line here? I don't think so. Let's try it. Yeah. Oh, right. Team Blast. The website has a new section that offers condolences to the loss of the Rootree sisters, their fashion line, yada yada. And Raina Rootree first appeared on the cover on her 16th birthday. Periodicals. Team Blast. Let's just try Rootree to see what we get. Has played host of many Rootree advertisements over the past years. Let's try Raina Rootree. There we go. Raina was on the cover of Teen Blast when she was 16 and did an interview. You add the cover and the article to your evidence. Boop. Let's add that already, because which one is Raina? You're Raina. Boop. There's an article about Raina Rootree from 1994. The issue also mentioned TMS and Brother Trouble. Dun dun dun. In an interview, Raina talks about her inspirations. One important thing I learned from an early age is that dreams are not outside of our grasp. My grandpa was a college professor who taught lectures about history. He always told me that history was full of people from famous families who wasted their fame and fortune by taking it out on the granted. Instead, he told me I could go out there. So Grandpa was a college professor. So you, professor. Boop. I think he may have practiced that lecture a lot because I have other people in my family that have also made the Rootree name famous for things besides candy. His older sister even wrote a book that some of my friends tell me they had to read in school. I took his advice and now I work with my mom designing clothing. I decided that colors and patterns I want to model, then she designs the clothes and with a team of amazing men and women. Though my grandpa passed away earlier this year, Grandma Laura tells me that she was really proud of what we managed to accomplish. Okay. So, Laura Carlson. So that should be accurate. And now let's read this. TMS, what he's up to, Team Less can tell you. Brother Trouble canceled. Also, how to know how he was interested, and win a trip to the set of a new movie. Alright, what is Brother Trouble? Brother Trouble is a 1989 sitcom about two 16-year-old brothers the same age. One adopted, played by Tommy Mark Sheridan, who married Raina later on, and Dustin Christopher Baker. Their single mother, played by stand-up Penelope Tessa Green, often had to navigate her job as a magazine columnist, as well as the troubles that come with raising two boys, who were extremely competitive in sports, academics, and even romantic pursuit of their next-door neighbor, Roxy. The showrunner was a small screen director, Ron Roottrees. The show had strong ratings for the entirety of season 1, rocketing both Sheridan and Baker to instant stardom, mostly among the teenage girl demographic. However, it was canceled in 1991, midway through the second season, due to a significant drop-off in ratings. Small screen director and the head of RR Productions. He directed episodes. A few other, okay, Ron Roottrees. Wait, oh no, we know Ron Roottrees. Grabbing that one for now, but it could be the way. Actually, let's do this one. Let's do this one as Ronald. Hey. Okay. All these swarthy blondes indeed. So then this must be Robert. We don't know what Robert does just yet. And that means that we're still wrong about this. And that frustrates me. But we'll work our way through it. What do you got for me, Duck? Alright, that's fair. Justin Christopher Baker is often abbreviated DCB in his teenage fans. Since leaving Brother Troubles, he's appeared in a few straight-to-VHS movies that adapt classic literature to a family audience with minor success. His most popular, which is Jane Eyre, which reimagines the Charlotte Bronte novel as a high school romance with a focus on skateboarding. Ah, that's fantastic. Okay, well, yeah, then I already searched for TMS. Tommy Mark Sheridan. He, in fact, was a skater boy. Common readers in early 90s heartthrob, Tommy Mark Sheridan's first credit is Thomas Sheridan. He's on the subway Time Marches Onward. He skyrocketed to popularity, starring roles like on Brother Trouble. So, yeah. They married in 1997. When she was only 19, he was 23. Time Marches Onward. Let's try that. Soap opera. His first credited role, Thomas Mark Sheridan, was only 7 years old and still being credited as Thomas Sheridan at the time. According to research, the show has been on the air for 22 years and is said to focus on 3 large families that own different ranches in the same town in Texas. TMS appeared as Carson in 53 episodes before his character went away to camp. A few episodes later, his parents learned of his off-screen death in a terrible whitewater rafting incident. After a 6-year absence, Carson returned, now with partial amnesia. He recalled that though he was saved from the river, the couple who found him were evil drug runners. They smuggled him across the Mexican border and sold him into child labor. After he managed to escape, he couldn't remember who he was. He eventually found his way home by following the address that his parents had written on the tag of his jacket. During his second run, Carson was played by an actor other than Tommy Mark Sheridan. The discrepancy was explained by covering his face with bandages and claiming that his work in the silver mines left him permanently disfigured and caused his voice to sound completely different. After a plastic surgery operation that happened amidst a hostage situation at the local hospital, The bandit is removed, and the new actor playing Carson for an additional 3 years, appearing in over 500 episodes. He was then killed, permanently this time, while saving his younger sister from drowning in a whitewater rafting accident that happened at the same river where his initial accident took place. Fascinating though this is, none of it seems related to the Roottrees. Exactly, Ducky. What am I searching for here? Oh, right. I forgot that she was in it too. Retired comedian. There's a results of the laugh rounds at Club in Reno that claims Penelope got her stand-up start when her first round famously raunchy breast milk cheese routine. In the 80s before she was on the TV star in Brother Trouble. Site claims she retired for the birth of her first child, but still makes yearly appearances for fundraisers, doing more family-friendly material. You find a picture labeled Joko Lantern, 1997, as well as a different... sorry, I need to turn the music down a little bit. It is getting super loud, Jazz. Jack watching one of his mother's charity sets in 1994. Both have been avid events. Who would she be? Let's grab that picture. Okay, yes, but how is she related to any of this? She would have to be this generation. Is this it? Is this Penelope? Because he's... Let's call that Jack. Also, why? I still don't know why these are cordoned off. We're gonna guess that's what's going on. Let's see. Article about Stephanie Jones in the Butler County Times mentioned that someone else had been featured in the newspaper too. Okay. Full version clipping. Stephanie Jones, born Stephanie Landon, till her marriage to local businessman Jones. Carolyn Roottrees. Oh no, Carolyn Landon. What? Yeah, it's all. That's the right spelling, right? It is. Alright, let's try this then. Doc, what am I looking here for? Campaign mailer has a clue. I thought it was Landon. It's on. Alright. Campaign mailer is this one. CM. Alright, let's do this then. Carolyn Morden. Few art subs, okay, periodicals. You find a cover story about local art installations, including one by Carolyn Morden. There isn't much about Carolyn as a person. This is mostly a listing of art in Butler County. She seems to get top billing. According to the story, there is an image of Carolyn standing beside a large metal sculpture of a mermaid. It is captioned, Carolyn standing next to her sculpture, Atlantis' Burden. The sculpture is one of the many works featured in her upcoming book, Self-Portrait Art of Beautiful Women. Let's grab that. Copy. According to the quote further down, Atlantis' burden is meant to symbolize society split by indecision over whether women should be equals or something to protect. The picture on the front page has been added to your evidence. So, Public Library. Blup blup. By Carolyn Morden. Dedicated to Eloise and Stephanie. Mostly black and white pictures of Carolyn's art. The centerpiece is a series of full-color nude self-portraits at certain ages, stretching from 25 to 30. They certainly have not been added to evidence. Curses. In the intro, Carolyn talks about influences. She was one of the youngest of her generation, and in her late teens, she felt betrayed when her sister Gwendolyn and her cousin Bonnie gave up on their dreams to settle for boring men. She especially disliked her brother-in-law, Dr. Wilson, who she claims completely bogus. Their marriages led her to double down on her passions, art and the environment. She even married a man who was the opposite of boring, which was an overcorrection. She comes out strongly against the Roottrees company's effect on the local environment and rues how she was not able to convince her father, Zach, to make changes to policy. She also explains that her marriage to Mark led to the most volatile moments of her life, all negative, and that the only good thing she ever did gave her was her daughter, leaving them all behind for... Okay. So, good. Now, we do this. Boop. Killing... Okay. So, if her father is Zach... that means that she's got to be here. Carolyn Morden. Hippie. And then this is Stephanie. Except it can't be. Because Stephanie's married to somebody. Oh, unless... No. Politics. And this is artist. That's not anything. That's not clicking through. Dr. Wilson. Stephen Wilson, pediatric who participates north of Pittsburgh. So it claims he's the pediatrician to the stars. The only evidence of this that he appears was the doctor of the Roottrees sisters. Schumann's website as well a picture of his 3 children. 3 of them look as though the photographer is holding them hostages. Regardless, the photos have been added to your evidence. There's also a quote that, although credited to his child Jason, my dad is the best dad in the entire world and treats every patient with world-class care. He will treat your children like he would treat me, my big brother, and my sister. Okay. That's got to be here. It's the only one with 3 children. We're just going off sizes for this one. Is okay. Alright, so let's go back to the book. Brother-in-law, Dr. Wilson. Okay, so yeah, she's got to be over here. How is that brother-in-law, though? They would be brothers. Ah. That's easy. Picture. It's a strict window. Ta-da. So then this is her. If that is her, then that means this is Zach. That's why I keep getting him wrong. Present second. There we go. Hey, we got that, this was correct. None of these people. I also didn't give you students. So Mark was the one she married, right? So Mark Landon, they got divorced. So this is Stephanie. Politics. And this is the husband. Whose name I cannot remember. Nope, it starts with Jones. Brian Jones. Okay. Why? What do you do? Let's go back to the mailer. Who is this? Who adopted Stephanie? Periodicals. My mother and her partner. An entirely female. Oh, so he had two moms. Okay. So history. Eloise. Bloop. There we go. Eloise doesn't get a last name, folks. Also, yay representation. Love is love. Alright, Ducky, what do you got for me? The conspiracy site. Right. That was Spider Search history. Team Blast. Roshi Curse. Carl. 3 of the 5 presidents have died mysteriously. They say Guy's car was hit by a drunk driver. Ernie Madsen stepped down, but we know Ernie Madsen stepped down because he was sick. I don't know where Ernie is in this whole thing. Movies are changing the candy recipe to include more and more chemicals, and it was done in cooperation with bad actors from unknown government. They claim that due to this loophole in the calendar, it is possible to get away with nearly any crime on Leap Day, so long as it isn't discovered until the day after the day is over, and that every 4 years on Leap Day, the Roottrees company hosts a meeting with foreign agents to conspire to poison our children. That's fantastic. Their proof is that Roottrees contain polyglycerol polyresinolate, an ingredient of the candy that wasn't there when it was first released. They claim it is added in an attempt to addict people and eventually induce mind control. The website claims to sell pills that counteract the effect for children that have already eaten Roottrees candy in the past. Do an additional search on polyglycerol polyresinate, and it seems to be an emulsifier in chocolates approved by the FDA and widely used in many products. Alright, then that's not the right thing. Chris, right. The Art of Rafferty, copyright 1997. Hey, look at that. On Prodigy, that lists the author's email address. Me and my fiancée, Lulu, and painting I did for the first year of college that I plan to give to her. We'll get married in May. Go, Tartans! There's an old collage called Cousins, which seems to be made up of 3 scrambled images. The accompanying artist statement says, we had to create a piece of art about our family, and I asked that many of my extended family or cousins for their pictures as I could, even some that I never met. Only a few of them got back to me, and my teacher said I wasn't allowed to use pictures of Raina, Riley, or Rose, so I had to get creative and use only my 3rd cousins. This includes Davy, he swims for UConn, and Bethany's yearbook picture, she's Davy's younger sister, and Stephanie, who is an only child. Chris's artwork has been added to evidence, but the cousins photo will need to be unscrambled if you use them. Download our new extra Pixpop. Oh, crap. 2, 3. fun. This is a lot interesting than I thought it was going to be. Chumaidito? What? What's... Something's not right. Oh, that one. Hello? Game? Game, I got it right now. Hello? I'm not going insane, right? This is correct? Oh no. I hate this. I hate this so much. This one sucks. I don't like this at all. My brain is not processing with this one. Gotta get the nipple into place. This one in particular, like everything else, I'm fine with. Nope. Gotta do this first. Okay. Okay. That's got to be a shoulder, so... Skip the puzzle, please. I will absolutely skip this puzzle. This is fixed. This frustrates me. This is proper. Davy, Bethany yearbook picture, and Stephanie, who was an only child. You've got to be Chris Rafferty here. So this is Lulu. And you are an artist, believe it or not. Okay. Trying to get the solve thing to proc because this is I'm actually gonna Google this real quick just in case this is a known issue. The Roottrees dead. We'll rotate. Puzzle. Yeah, it's not. Why? Middle school says that clearly. That matches up with the banner. Look, I know I'm right. We got the right hands. Everything is clicked into place. The game will just not acknowledge that I have the right answer here. Oh, middle body piece. Ha! Fine, I burn everything. All right. Cousins. Dave, Bethany, and Stephanie. So it's your cousins. Is this Dave? Kellogg. I don't even know a Kellogg at this point. I swear to God, I'm going to stab people. Yeah, dude, tell me where I got this wrong, please. I have that. Gwendolyn... Is she listed as Gwendolyn Rootree? You said they didn't have the names. Alright. So that means this has to be Gwendolyn Morden. What do you got for me? Okay, I don't have a picture of Samantha. Yes, I do. Because she worked at the fucking... No. Did she? Next generation woman. Right. Next generation. Is this one? No, that's Free Spirits. That's the 5 pieces. This is we include Sam. Yeah, okay, that's Sam. So that's Sam. Okay, so that's got to be Angie. Angelica Morton. Let's say housewife. I think that's good. Or not, maybe. And now my audio is messing up again. Oh, geez, everything's messing up. There we go. So Angie's got to be older. That is Samantha herself. So that's got to be correct. So I don't know why you are... Did I get these pictures wrong? No, I got... Angie. And then... There. Now the duck is showing you. Good. You have enough information to fill in Lauren's child. I have Lauren... Yep. Fuck you. He's an advertising in magician. That's frustrating. There we go. Okay. It has been an hour and 42 minutes. We've gotten a good chunk of everything filled in. And I'm getting frustrated with the game. So it is time to call it there. We are going to take to the goodbye screen while we listen to the smooth jazz. Thank you everyone for watching. This is going up on YouTube, so we will do that soon. Actually, I'm probably going to upload it immediately after this. So look for it there. But goodbye, YouTube.